Hello everyone, Tech1421 here with another episode of Mega Moveset. Today we are going to be covering Mega Ampharos. I kind of overlooked Mega Ampharos, but then I started to play UU a lot and just kind of noticed how much of a beast it really is in the UU tier. I think it could probably be boosted up to OU if it really got some different speed boost, because the speed is really bad. But to be honest, on the right team, it could actually be a huge threat. And it's a pretty good Pokemon to use in UU, and I've been using it on a lot of my teams recently, and I'm here to do a Mega Moveset video on it, so let's go ahead and get started with that. First, I do want to check a regular old Ampharos and compare it to the Mega. Now, the biggest difference you'll notice is regular old Ampharos is just a regular electric type, which we all knew. But now, with the new Mega Ampharos, we have a new typing in Dragon, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of like Charizard, how it went from fire, regular old fire, to, with the X version, fire dragon. So that's kind of cool. Actually, Charizard was fire flying, so it's not a good example, but you know what I mean. So it goes from electric type to electric dragon, which is kind of cool. And it gets some new resistances and some new weaknesses from that. So before, regular old Ampharos was only weak to earthquake, or ground type. So now, Mega Ampharos gains 3 new weaknesses, which is Ice, Dragon, and Fairy, because of that Dragon typing. But it also gets some resistances thanks to the dual typing of Electric Dragon. So it was neutral to Grass, Water, and Fire. Now it actually is resistant to those 3. So that's kind of cool. It's also resistant to Fly and Steel, but I think it was already resistant to those. It's also quad resistant to Electric, and it was normally just resistant normally to Electric. So that's something to keep notice of and just keep in mind when you're playing with this Pokemon on your team. So yeah, I always get confused about their weaknesses and all that stuff anyways, so I always have to look it up. But if you know it, you know it. A lot of people at least. So let's go ahead and look at the upgraded stats that it got. And some of the stats were actually not upgraded, but were actually dimmed down and nerfed, if you will. So the speed went from 55 to 45, which is only a 10 difference, but in the long run, that could really hurt you. A lot of these sets you'll see run agility, and I'm not going to run agility on my particular set, but you'll notice a lot of sets running agility just because they want to get their speed up and try to outspeed a lot of things. We're going to go for more of a get in and get out kind of Mega Ampharos. Volt Switch is doing a lot of damage, even to things that are resistant. So, and plus you get priority, or not priority, but initiative when you Volt Switch on out and see what they go into and stuff like that. So I think this is a pretty good set, and yeah. You'll notice the special attack got the huge boost of when going from 115 to 165. Now 115 was already pretty respectable. It's not the best, but it's already pretty respectable. But now it's a 165 special attack, which is crazy. And then the defense also improved, which is nice for things like Earthquake, because everything runs like Earthquake and all that. So it's nice that you get the defense boost, as well as a special defense boost. And I noticed, or I did say that the speed dropped, but what can you do? So now let's go ahead and take a look at the EV spread that I have on this Mega Ampharos. I put 4 into defense because why not? We had a little bit of 4 left over. I made him timid so that I increased the speed all the way up, because you want to outspeed a lot of things that would normally have like the base 200 speed, which is a lot of things in the UU tier. So yeah, and then special attack, we're going to boost that up to 252, and then you have a grand total of 429, which is doing a lot of damage. Even the Volt Switch is doing a ton of damage. Volt Switch Stab is going to be pretty crazy. Now let's go ahead and look at the ability, which I didn't actually talk about. Let's go ahead and look at that on regular old Ampharos. We have Static and Plus. Now Plus is good for like double battles and stuff, but I'd recommend never really touching it. Static is going to be your go-to ability for regular old Ampharos. For the most part, you're never going to just stay in with regular Ampharos. You're always going to want to Mega Evolve. So that's why I think Static is the way to go, because if you do switch in on something, if you switch in with Ampharos and they use a physical move, or a contact move I should say, then you have a 30% chance of paralyzing them, which is always nice. And you're going to want to Mega Evolve right away, so you're going to go right into its new ability, which is Mold Breaker. Mold Breaker, this Pokemon's moves ignore any ability that could modify the effectiveness. So the biggest one with Mold Breaker is normally like Earthquake and other ground moves affecting Pokemon with Levitate, but we don't have any ground moves on this Pokemon, so that's not going to really be a huge difference. The one thing that might come in handy is you actually hit things with like Lightning Rod and the other electric move, I forget the name of it, that Electivire has. I forget the name. I think it's Motor Drive, I think it's called. I could be wrong. But it goes through things like that. I think that the Pokemon will still get the boost from that, but you'll still hit them, which is nice. So you'll still hit them, you'll still do damage. They might get the boost, like the speed boost or the special attack boost, whichever Motor Drive or Lightning Rod they are. But it's good to know that at least you'll hit them with the move and you'll do some damage. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at the moveset here. And I did want to mention, before I forgot, that whenever you see an Ampharos on a team in the UU tier, there's a good chance that it's a Mega Ampharos, and I've never really seen regular old Ampharos. It's pretty rare to see regular old Ampharos just by itself because the Mega is doing so much damage, and it's just so much better of a Pokemon, and there just really be no reason just to have a regular old Ampharos around. So if you see Ampharos, there's a good chance that it's Mega, so you just have to be careful of the different typings and stuff and going for different moves. So the first move is going to be your go-to move. It's going to be the one that you probably use the most. And again, Volt Switch is really good. You can have a team with a Volt Switch and U-turners and all that stuff. It'd be pretty good. But Volt Switch is really nice. I think it's a really great move. I've used it on a lot of different Pokemon. This is going to be getting Stab, and plus the special attack is so high, and you get to get initiative on something, and especially with the speed that you have, it's not that high. So there's a good chance that another Pokemon will be able to go first before you, so you have to be careful about that. But if you do get the Volt Switch off and you do a good amount of damage, then you can go into something else and things are good. You can hear my cat in the background there. The next move that we're going to be covering is Dragon Pulse. Now, Dragon Pulse is going to be getting Stab, which is great. You have to be careful about those pesky fairies out there. But Dragon Pulse is a great move. It's 100% accuracy. It's your special attacking move. I don't think this Pokemon, unfortunately, gets Draco Meteor, or I'd probably throw that in there. I don't think it does, unfortunately. It gets Outrage, but we're going to be using a special moveset. So the next one here is Thunderbolt. I like to use Thunderbolt over Charge Beam and Thunder and other things like that, just because I like Thunderbolt. Yeah, it never misses unless, of course, something, I don't know. It rarely misses. It's the point. So yeah, you also have to be careful about ground type Pokemon, because even with the Mold Breaker, they're still immune to lightning and electric moves. So you got to be careful about using Volt Switch on things that are immune to your electric moves. The last but not least move is Focus Blast. Now we all know Focus Blast has that 30% chance to miss, but with your special attack and the 120 base power, Focus Blast is going to be a good move to use, and it has a 10% chance to lower the target's special defense, which never really happens too often because, for the most part, you're normally going to be missing this move or just one-shotting things. So the 10% chance to lower the target's defense isn't going to happen too often. Stick on that that Ampharosite item, and you got yourself a Mega Ampharos. I really like the shiny of Ampharos. There's the regular Ampharos. I like to have it shiny. It's pretty cool shiny. It looks more like a dragon than just a regular old electric Pokemon, in my opinion, when it's shiny. So yeah, that is Mega Ampharos. No video for this one because for the most part the strategy is going to be using a lot of Volt Switch and stuff. So no real montage. I couldn't really get enough clips where I'm just attacking and not killing one thing and then getting out with Volt Switch kind of thing. So for the most part, you're going to Volt Switch a lot and just deal out a lot of damage and get initiative on things. So that's what Mega Ampharos is used for the most. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you want to leave it a like, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I'll see everyone in the next Mega Moveset episode. Take it easy, everyone. Peace.